Welcome, Victory. Welcome, Anke. Welcome, Siender. And welcome, Managa. Waiting for Jasser to come in. Hi, Jasser.
Kabir.
Today, okay. Hi, Trisha. Good evening. 28th day of High Performance Entrepreneurship Series. Take a break. Why rest is essential for productivity. Dear friends, dream big, aim high, start small. Start very small that you can concentrate on which project you're doing. So you could build a discipline around it and you could master it very easily. Once you master it and you can focus on it, and once you build a discipline around it, believe me, you are going to make a high performance entrepreneur. Today, we have a topic, take a break. So to take this topic forward, I would like to call Jasser. And today is more to an experience sharing by me about a break from my last startup. That is 7 years with Farm Jump and how I took a break. So to you, Jasser.
Thank you, Kabir. Great to be joining you all today. Hope you have had a wonderful weekend so far. And I know it's early for some of you, and it's late evening here. So let's get to the topic. It's about taking a break. Taking time off from what you're doing can be the different short kinds of breaks, short breaks. Sometimes you need to put off things for a while. That kind of break. Sometimes you need a break from your career. Different kinds of breaks, and sometimes it you have to listen to what your gut is telling you. Sometimes you need to listen to your body. Um, and take that break. That's really, really important. So um, we'll be talking about all of those, and encourage people to raise their hands and come up and share your experiences as well. Um, I hope today's will be a more relaxed conversation kind of session. And yeah, let's start with um, the kind of break
Jasser,
that you.
can you be a bit louder? I think the voice has dropped down.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Uh, can you hear me? Yeah,
Yes, Jasser. Now I can hear you.
giving me glitches again.
No, no, no. It's perfect now.
Hello, Kabir, can you hear me?
Yes, Jasser. It's better.
Yeah, yeah. I was just mentioning about different kinds of breaks, and how you need to listen to your body and your mind sometimes, and take that the kind of break that lets you rejuvenate yourself. And you just mentioned about the kind of break here that you're taking at the moment. Let's start from there.
So I'll tell an experience. Before that, I think Amin is in the panel. Amin is my junior from college, and he's the founder of No Time. So he's doing his last year in engineering. So for me, like this 20 plus years of entrepreneurship till this last January, the biggest challenge which I had in Farm 2 was, I'll tell you one incident that happened. I started Farm Chim in 2016-17. Yeah, we started like Farm Chim was very active. So I had a policy that I have to take a break. I knew that I need to take a break to regenerate myself. But going forward, I started working for 7 days a week. After 5 years, even I forgot that I haven't taken a break. The worst thing that happened was I started micromanaging my organization. At last, my partners, everyone told me, Kabir, why not take a break? So then one day I planned to take a break. But before that, Ankit, do you want to speak? Please do raise your hands and come up. Huh? So this incident happens. So I planned to take a break. So it was one day, like one fine day. I planned like day after tomorrow. I will take a break. I'll go with my family for 1 day break. It was after a very long time. So we had a store, and it had been because of a lot of problems. Like there was this corona, there was floods, and because of all of this, taking break and sustaining back was being very tough. So day after tomorrow, like tomorrow, I have to go. So I plan. I told my wife and kid that from tomorrow early morning we'll go. We booked a hotel like far away in the UAE, that is Ras Al Khaimah. So we planned for the day. Same, I started on the same day. It was the day which we have to go. But I told in the morning, I just go to the shop, come back. But I went to the shop, spent some time there. Then gradually, what happened was that it took me around 2 o'clock to come from the shop afternoon.
And your wife didn't kill you, Kabir?
So no, it doesn't stop there. What happens is that
Oh, there's more. Sorry, I'll mute again.
uh, so what happens is that after that point, after two, I come back and I take a parcel to deliver to a client. I go home. We start after 5 o'clock. We finish the delivery, and evening it was 2 hours drive, 1 to 2 hours drive. Almost 6:30 to 7 evening, we reached the hotel. We checked in. Next day, we had a shipment coming, so had to plan that. Almost night, we had the food, came back almost 2 o'clock. I had to work on it. Next day, early morning, I came back. So this was one funny story that happened, like during my entrepreneurship journey. But one thing which usually entrepreneurs who gets in this loop happens is that it's not because they don't want. It's not the reason was that I didn't want to take a break. The thing was sometimes it goes out of your hand. You come to that loop and you can't get out of it. So this is one incident, and I'll tell you how my wife helped me come out of it. But before that, let me give my back to Jasir, and let us hear an introduction from Anke after that. Anke, I'm pronouncing your name correctly, right?
It's very close, actually. I do not care, Kabir. I've been called everything from uncle to ankle in this country, but my name is pronounced. If you look at it phonetically, it's UNCA, so it's Anka.
Anka. So sorry for that. Like
Oh, please don't. No, really, it's an odd one. It's a great conversation starter. So I really have nothing to complain about.
Anka. Okay. So
Thank you
thanks for
for
that.
thank you for caring. That means a lot to me.
Thank you, Anka. Back to you, Jasir, and let's. Hi, Jasir.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just listening to the conversation. Like when Anka asked, "Did your wife kill you?" She's here. Actually, would you like to come up?
Sorry, are you talking to me?
No, his wife. He said, yeah,
Oh,
yes.
see, here's the thing I have learned that us women, and I mean, men have beautiful, wonderful strengths. And I am a feminist only because I believe that we all have strengths, not because I think women are better or anything, just so that can be said. But I think I heard a quote about a year and a half ago, and it said, the one woman asked the other woman, but where did you find the strength? And she said, I'm a woman. We're women, dear. The strength finds us. And so I think that there's a lot to be said for the partners that we choose. But I love that Kabir said that his wife helped him through it. Like that's so beautiful to me. So I look forward to hearing the rest.
Yes. So, okay, we'd like to continue, or should we just like?
I want to hear what you have to say too, Jasir. I was not. I wanted. I'm just enjoying the conversation. Also,
Right, right. I don't want today's to be like just a few of us here, and I'd like as many people to come up and share thoughts today. And it's not a kind of a topic that I think a weekend kind of topic. Virus is essential. Yeah. What time zone are you in, Anke?
sorry, I was just quickly sharing the live on my feed. That's why I was gone for a second. I'm Eastern Standard Time. I'm in New Jersey, United States.
Interesting. Right.
It's actually quite ironic that we're talking about this because I'm currently laying on my couch with my girlfriend's dog because my body was like all done. And I'm a mom. I have 3 small kids, like under the age of 8 and under. And sometimes I have 5, which is a whole other story. I really need to do a podcast because there's just too much to tell for this kind of conversations.
Right.
But I had to learn how to find pockets of time within my life to rest because it's incredibly important to take time to rest. But when you have 3 to 5 little people looking to you for their every need, the time is not often there. And so I've had to learn to get very creative about my rest, to find ways to do multiple things at once. So I either rest my body and work with my mind, or I rest my mind and I work with my body at this phase of my life because I'm in a building hustle phase. I have this amazing opportunity in front of me and I'm just having is it just me or is the first drops of juice to get out of a fruit always the hardest? Did I lose you?
Ante, no. We were waiting. Was that a question or was it a part of a conversation?
It was a question. Like, is it just me? Because I mean, I don't want to hijack the theme because we're talking about rest, not about actual. Well, we're talking about rest and productivity. I have I got connected with an amazing, like, assessment that has not been shared very, like, it's very small. Nobody knows about it, or very few people know about it, and it's really powerful. And I have been networking like a beast this week. I mean, and I'm good at networking. So I don't understand why nothing's flowing in. And so that's why I'm like, I guess I'm just going to rest because I can't do much more.
Need to. I mean, that's when um, uh, for me, it's like when I rest that new ideas come up, new themes, new when you're constantly working, sometimes you hit a, kind of hit a wall, and then you just can't move forward. It can happen probably as early as on a Monday, and or sometimes it's you keep working, and um, for me it doesn't occur like a weekly thing. I don't know how it works for others. How's your week like usually?
That's a funny story, just here. I have three kids that I see every other week. So one week I have babies in school and everything, and then the next week I am completely alone at my house, which is glorious. And then some weeks I'm in Florida networking and teaching there. And so my life, there is no regular week.
Yeah.
But most of my work, because I've been jobless since December trying to find a job. My car got repossessed, and I just decided to stop trying to apply for jobs, because I don't know if any of you have this experience, but it's a jungle out there. And to just take a step back and start networking with people that I like, which is how I ended up here, because I see you guys doing these things and talking about stuff. And so I just decided to start networking with people that I like and trust that this nugget, because honestly I'm at the point just here where if I wake up tomorrow morning and I get a call telling me that there's a $10,000 check waiting for me, I wouldn't be even remotely surprised. That's the kind of seeds I have sown, but they're just
Right.
not coming in, and I'm getting angry.
It's just need to be more patient. I think. Like, I don't know. I shouldn't be lecturing on that, but yeah, it will
Sometimes
come.
when we speak to others we hear ourselves.
Right. So true. Hi, Naushad. Nice to see you here. Would you like to come up and speak? Patricia, please raise your hand if you'd like to come up as well. So, I mean, you've been hearing us speak. Um, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I further for last year. So I'm not in the job market right now, and I'm kind of started this startup 2 years back. I just a little bit work after the academic, and right now it's going to be the academic is going to be secondary, and startup is going to be the first primary thing for me. And managing the academics and startups in the same balancing is bit of taking on mental health, right? We
Right.
want to take some time and rest for things and let's move the startup and academic spot as a at that resting time we will be getting some ideas as Jazz said. If you're resting you will be getting ideas that we didn't thought of. Like if you are doing the things like if you are doing the startup things, you'll be like in a well. Like Kabir said some times to me that if you are thinking them inside the startup, you'll be thinking like a in frog in a well. If you want to think outside, you have to take some rest and think secondary person, third person perspective. If
I
you are
mean,
looking your
you're
life,
the very. Can you be near to the mic? The sound is a bit lower.
okay, okay, okay.
It's not really clear. Uh,
Now it's clear, right?
it's so much better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically, I'm telling this if we take rest and think our life in a second person perspective, we'll be getting so much ideas and how to improve our life in that kind of sense. Like Kabir said to me one day, if you are thinking outside the box when you are inside, you can't get the perspective. If you want to think like outside, you have to get outside of the box. Then you have to think like that. Then only you will be getting so much ideas and the way to improve. Then we will be getting productivity. Otherwise, we'll be just doing beating around the bush, that kind of things. That's the takeaway that I can give you guys. I'm not that much experienced right now. When I will get, I will be sharing more things.
Sure. I'm even surprised. Being a final year, engineering student, being a final year student, you're already thinking of balancing life and work and taking rest. Not me. Not when I was probably your age. Hey, Naushad. Like to.
Oh, hi. Hi, just here, Kabir and everyone else. Thanks for asking me to come up and say something. I joined a little bit late, but it's an interesting topic for sure. And, I was just working away on a weekend, Sunday morning, and realized that, just like everyone else said, it's important to go according to what your body and your mind is, telling you. You do feel fatigue, and it's important to take time off, go for walks, which I do try to do on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, rather with my wife. Just walk in the nature, clear the mind, and that's when I find that the creative juices will start flowing. Because if you're always doing something related to work, especially, it can become you forget that or you think you're being very productive. You're doing all kind of things, little things here and there, and you're not really working. At the strategic level. In my case, I need to do a lot of planning and strategic thinking. Yeah, it's important. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah, I think, and you have a long weekend today. This week, right? I am thinking.
Yes, yes. Today and tomorrow. Yeah. So tomorrow is a Monday. We are off for Thanksgiving. It's our Thanksgiving in Canada. Yeah.
Right. Right. So,
It's different from Anke, I believe, in the U.S. Anke, you are in what? In November is your Thanksgiving.
Yes, that's next month. I'm from South Africa, so the only thing that Thanksgiving really means to me is good food and good friends.
Okay. I don't see the I don't hear the accent. I am very close from where you are from. I'm from Mauritius, the tiny island of Mauritius.
Oh, I've never been and I've always wanted to. It's on my bucket list.
Okay.
Maybe you can tell me where I should go, Nashad, what I should see.
Oh, the island is so tiny. You can,
See everything.
from anywhere you are, you drive 15 minutes, any directions, you can hit the beach.
Okay,
Right.
well, I have experienced enough travel because I've been in the States since 2009, and I was part of a traveling theater ministry actually. So I traveled extensively across the United States. I spent a year in the South. It was crazy. I gained a lot of weight in this country. But if I have learned anything from my travels, it's that the only way to truly experience a culture is to experience it through the eyes, hands, and hearts of the locals.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
So I wanted to pop in real quick, just say I think that if we give ourselves a little bit more flexibility as to what rest actually is, I think we'll get a lot more of it in our lives because we have this headspace. At least a lot of people I have come into contact with. I do career coaching, and I do a lot of networking because that's I swear it is the happiest I am when I'm either playing with children or networking with adults. It's so much fun. But if we are a little bit more flexible, if I had to learn to be more flexible as to what rest meant for me. And listening to your body, which is what Kabir keeps saying, and I think Jasir said it too. I hope I'm saying your names right. Please correct me if I'm saying them wrong.
yeah,
Thank you, Kabir.
it's Justin.
There is Shizu
Jasser?
and Harris in the listening. If they
Yeah,
can
yeah.
raise their hands,
Please
yeah.
raise your hands. We can bring you up. Join the conversation.
Uncle will talk all day, and we don't allow that.
No, I'm just calling Shiju Harris, who just joined us. Right.
One day I need you as a speaker also.
Have,
We need to hear more from you.
You're talking to me?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, I would love to. I'm actually trying to convince myself to just be brave enough to jump on a podcast because the past 2 years of my life has been, I swear, if we turned it into a movie, it would be like a 3-part sequel. Like this, the amount of things that has happened, and they're 90% good things. Like me and my girlfriend flipped a house in 2 months. I lost 50 pounds. At least that's what I think, because I don't have a scale. Just because we were emptying out 10 years of hoarder stuff from this house that is my home. And it's not even done yet. I've got painting to do, but I'm only one woman, and I can only network and clean as much as I can.
So, what's your idea for rest?
Pardon?
What's your idea of rest?
My idea of rest is that I listen to my body. Exactly what you said. So yesterday, I knew I needed to rest because last week my mind has not worked as hard as it did last week in at least 15 years, and so I was drained. But I knew I needed to clean my house, and so I put on some music and I started cleaning my kitchen, and then my heart, just like you said, Nashad, I hope I'm saying that right. I started having a desire to connect to friends, which I haven't spoken to my people in months, if not years, because I've been dealing with so much that I didn't want to put that negativity and heaviness on people that was dealing with their own lives. And so now that I'm kind of turning the bend, and I'm no longer desperate, I'm no longer scared, because I can see what's coming. I just wish it would come a little faster. But I started reaching out to friends. And for me, Kabir, that was the most restful thing I could have done. I spent literally from about 10 a.m. to about 8 p.m. literally just talking to my people all over the world, sharing my story with them, listening to theirs. And my physical body is tired today, but I am so jazzed and energized. So I think, to me, connecting is rest in many ways, as long as it is not business connecting all the time.
Right. Now, Shad, how do you how do you do it? Like balancing work and life and rest in between.
Sure. And in my case, how do I rest? Is trying to take my mind off work, which is not always, which is hard to do, in my case. I'd say the time that I enjoy is when I'm transported reading something, uh, whether it's work related or not. I also enjoy watching a lot of food vlogs, about an hour after dinner, before I do other things, vlogs and travel vlogs on YouTube. So that does take my mind off work a little bit. And then I enjoy the being transported. When I was growing up in Mauritius, I used to read a lot of French literature, and that would transport you, classical, modern literature. That would transport you in a different world. As long as you realize you stay connected with the real world as well, because that could be, if you do too much of it, then you lose a touch with reality. Yeah.
Right. So that you can the disconnection.
Yeah.
You just that's rest for you. Anytime that you take off work, disconnect from work.
Right.
Right. And because I know that you start early and then again go on with events at office and all that, right? So must be really. But as long as you enjoy doing that, I think
Yeah.
it's relieves a lot of stress.
I think it's
Right.
beautiful,
And then
Rashad, the way you put it, because it's resting while still remaining grounded.
yeah.
Kabir, what do you think of that?
I think then I have to complete the story which I started. Like, I think Naushad hasn't heard that, but Anka, correct, right? Sorry. Anka, right? Okay, Anka. So it's a new name for me. I'm just studying you. Like, so I'll tell you the story. So that time you heard, what happened is that with my wife, that was how I took a break 5 years. So just taking fast forward, I just 26 years. I have done around 11 businesses, and FarmChim was one of the very successful one which I did. But in 2017 when I started, so 2018 we officially inaugurated our store. The thing was that first we had a Nipah outbreak, a virus outbreak back in our state, like in the state, so that we used to export fresh food and fruits, vegetables, and all, and hit us. Next thing was that a flood that came in. Since I was a very baby on FMCG and fresh food, it just hit me very hard. So my startup's first funding was almost near to drain. Second year it repeated. Second year again we had floods, and the consecutive years we had, like everyone, we also had Corona coming up. So we had a very good traction, very good customer followership, but everything went for a toss. So this was one reason I couldn't take a break in 5 years. And in the starting of the story, I told what happened was that because of this, the one day I wanted to take break with my family, I couldn't do it. And what happened was that I ended up reaching the hotel in when for 7 o'clock, and I could only spend, like, literally we only slept in the hotel and we had to come back. After this scenario, I really wanted to take a break, and my mentor told me once I was fully stressed. My mentor could see me fully stressed, so he came to me. Like I went to him one day, so he told me, "Kabir, can you make your phone off for 3 days? Don't take it. Don't involve in business." So he could see me fully drained. So he told me take a break. I told him I can't. I can't take a break for 3 days. It is impossible because I need the show to happen. So he told whoever the staff is there, let them do it. You have to take a 3 days break. Literally, it was very tough for me. I couldn't do it. I told him no. Then he told try 2 days. I told no, I can't do that. I can't do 2 days. Then he at last came to a conclusion. He told me then try one day. Tears came from my eyes and I told no. If I shut off my phone for one day, my mind will go away. I'll have to continue working. So he gave me a piece of advice. Kabir, you're burned out. You can't take another step. You compulsorily need a break. So my wife is there. We both went to see our mentor, and he could see me. Like when he saw me, he could see my soul and my body both burned out from business. And he knew that if I go like this, nothing is going to happen. So at last he told me, I know that you can't take break, but you have to think of it. What next? So we went back. By the time I had written an application for 42 network. Who doesn't know about 42 network? So there is one school in Abu Dhabi which was just started. So I just wrote. So almost nearing 40 and I was ready to be a student. I just, for a curiosity of coding, I wrote an exam. The day came, I got selected. It was 21 days full break of a coding cohort. Something you could tell it as piscine, they call it here. So, and my wife knows that I enjoy coding, I enjoy programming. Like we both are coders and that programmers, and that's why we got married, to be entrepreneurs. Okay, she's hearing me down there, Shemi. Thanks for being all that support in life. So now I couldn't ever think of taking one day break. So my wife, so I got go there, I get selected, and they tell it's 21 days. You'll have to be here full time. So you'll have to work. It's kind of a full time lab where you complete your project, and once you finish that piscine, you get selected. So my wife told, "This is a vacation for you. I know that you will enjoy coding." And she told me, "Don't bother about business. I'm going to take care." She took a. She told, "I'm not going to bother you, Whatever happens to business, I'll take care of it. Go to Abu Dhabi, be the and start the PC. So literally, it was very tough for me. I couldn't. So I have started micromanaging myself. It has been very tough for me to take my business forward. I was burning out. So she was seeing this. We couldn't even take 1 day break, and 1 day break which we took ended up in just going to a hotel and just spending our night, just coming back early morning. That's like literally sleeping for 4 minutes. We went to 2 hours past. So she sent me by. I went there for interview. I went with my son. So almost 80% were kids of 18 years, and I went there. I started 21 days of coding piscine. First day, I couldn't like I kept the phone off because when you go there, you it is pretty like 12 to at least 12 hours you'll have to go to that piscine, then it works good for you. And I was enjoying it because it was pure C, and I was enjoying the coding. I thought, okay, I know coding, I've been enjoying coding, so I thought it'll be much more easier. But it was a good cohort, good piscine. It was tough enough. But one day, second day, third day, the corona was going on, and one of them had COVID, and I was a close contact. Literally, I was had to go back to the quarantine. But I thought, okay, like I missed it. But again, I come back. I finished that 21 days. And my wife didn't let me take any decision in the business, and she took it forward. But the advantage which happened was that after this 21 days, because anyone who came for the coding cohort or piscine, for them it was like a tough thing. And someone asked me, like, why you came? I told her I'm enjoying my vacation, and that's why my wife has sent me for vacation. And literally, after that, when I came back home, came back to the business, I was fully regenerated, and I fully rewrote the business strategies. So that is one thing which took place in a 7 years of startup journey. I think Jasir can very well relate to this because he was my co-founder in
Don't
Farm
say
Sim.
so.
I do remember those
No.
days. You,
No, 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 no. I am objecting. Do not say the word 7 years to me. I cannot wait 7 years. I am a week behind on my rent already.
I remember those days. I do remember, like, we were all telling you to take that break, and you were like, you started micromanaging. He even started going on deliveries when the delivery guys were away, or on the weekends. Like he even started going on deliveries. So yeah,
Shiju, you I don't know, you dropped down. Please do raise your hand. Sorry that my part of the story became a bit long. Please do raise hand and come.
yeah. So we have Shabina here, Prudence, Roman, Teddy. Um, yeah, please raise your hands if you'd like to come up and speak. We were just talking about taking rest, and how that affects
Rest.
your week. Right. Hi, Shiju. Go ahead.
Hey, hi. Okay, I'm really loving the story. What it was going through here. Uh, I mean, I can resonate everything what you have said, and it's it's really a pleasure to listen to you all. So I'll be an audience over here. I just listen to whatever insights I'm going to get over here.
All right. So we have Shabina here. Shabina, tell us about your work-life balance and rest.
Hi, hi, good evening, everybody. I'm truly enjoying all your sessions. And about my work life balance, well, I would like to speak that there was a time in my life when my kids were just 3 years back, when during COVID, my kids were very small. I was working from home, and there was a lot which I realized being a mom, and somebody who's working from home, taking care of the kids, and it was really taking a toll on my health, and mental health as well, including mental health particularly. So, I how I managed that, because that was the lowest point in my life. I was in the most vulnerable stage. So I began writing, and that was like I realized that I liked writing. Because I could that way, through journaling, through blogging, through writing, I could release my stress. And I could talk to myself. I could ponder upon, and the how I viewed motherhood as. So I began writing all those feelings. And when I wrote all those feelings, I began journaling, I began blogging. I realized that whatever anecdotes that I have written, this could form a book, because these were not only my feelings. Any mother who would read about it, she would resonate with the thoughts, with all that which I am going through. And every mother has the same story, but it's that we don't speak about it because we don't consider motherhood. If we say that we can speak about motherhood on LinkedIn, people would say, why are you speaking about motherhood on LinkedIn? But these, if a mom who's taking care of her career, who's building her career, who's taking care of the kids, and who speaks about motherhood as well, who speaks about her journey, I think that is so important, and that has to do something with productivity. That has to do a lot with with your mental health. And hence, I began transforming my blogs into the book. So now, that book has been released, and now when my readers read that book, they find themselves into the book. So that is how I used my own writings or my own time, how I managed all those challenges productively. So I feel that was the difficult part of time which I was going through, but I have utilized it to transform into, I've utilized it in a productive manner. So yes, that is how writing helps you in being productive and in releasing your stress.
It's really interesting. It's interesting that how you channeled your, I mean, channeled all that into something creative and productive. Really inspiring as well. You've been juggling with kids, Anka, so um, I think you can relate.
I would love to read your book, Shabina. I was looking at your picture trying to see if I could read it like a weirdo. But when we're done here, I'll definitely go check it out and see if I can get my hands on it. I'm deeply, deeply humbled by your choice to take your frustrations and pain, and because I know what it's like to stand in your kitchen crying because you don't want your children to know that the stress is so large that it's making you nauseous. I know what it feels like to sit at midnight in your kitchen on the floor because you're not sure how you're paying for bills or how you're buying more milk for the baby, but you know that you have to because there is nobody else. There is no one else. And so then you just have to find your core, find your strength. And it's interesting because the journey that I've been on over the past few weeks, and I hope I'm not talking too much. Please tell me if I am. It's a problem I have. But we are all made up of masculine and feminine energy, I believe. And so when we are operating out of push and go and fight and warrior, we're operating from the masculine side of who we are. And when we operate out of that element, oftentimes us women lose our power because we do not also operate out of the feminine side. And that's very much where that rest is, that creative flow that comes from, and all men have it also. It depends on if you're going to feed it and grow it and nurture it or not. So when we don't rest, when we remove that season, those times of breathing through our own selves and looking at our lives from a different perspective, when we do not allow ourselves to operate out of that part of ourselves, we lose out. And so watching you, Shabina, take that time of stress, take that time of in uncertainty and turning it into something that is encouraging and uplifting women overall. And the beautiful thing is when you uplift the women, then you uplift the men. Because when the women are confident and strong and operating not out of brokenness, not out of like neglect, but when they operate out of their own power, because I choose to be powerful, then I can turn around and I can look at somebody like Kabir and I can look at somebody like Nashat and Yashir, excuse me. Apparently I can say one of them at a time, but I cannot say all of them at once. But then we can turn around and we can say, I see what you're doing. Kabir, I see what you're doing. That's why I'm here. That's why I pop onto your video, your voice thingy lives any chance I get, because I see what you're doing. You are lifting up an entire generation and I want to be part of that, whether it makes me money or not. And that's why I'm still broke.
Well, you don't need to. You don't have to be broke. I mean, there are ups and downs in life, and I think eventually we'll all come through.
It's a good reason to be broke, though. I'm not complaining, because it means that my heart is in the right place, and when our hearts are in the right place, the rest of the stuff tends to fall into place. I have experienced. So I am complaining simply to allow myself to get it out, because I know what's coming. You guys are going to see. Give me a week or two, or maybe even on Monday. I don't know, but it's going to be big and it's going to be amazing. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful for people like you who continue to remind us where our focus should lie, because it should lie with the people. Because when we focus on people first and profit second, the profit comes without that negative, desperate ickiness. It comes from excitement, and success becomes something, achievement becomes something that we all share and we don't have to fight each other for.
That's so true. We have Semi, Trisha, Prudence. Trisha, you've been patiently listening to all our stories, and if you'd like to come up, please raise your hand. Debbie, we have Abdul Hakim here. Please join the conversation. Rinar, I hope I pronounced that right. And Joseph, please raise your hand if you'd like to come up and join the conversation. Kabir, what's your you've been an entrepreneur and you've done all that. So, now looking back, how do you when you coach people, how do you tell them to take rest, and what's the ideal formula for that, especially for entrepreneurs?
Yes. Before I go to that, I would love to tell one thing to Anki. Anki, Jasper knows we have been for 10 years, so he has seen how the ups and downs of my life is. But before that, it's around, I would take it precisely 18 years of entrepreneurship journey. So I've almost closed 11 of my businesses by this time. And 3 months back, so there were time when literally there was no food at home. And I tell kudos to my wife who is there on the audience. She also had that patience to be with me. We married for 13 years. And in that time, when she came to my life, we had around 5 to 6 businesses. And one of these businesses really skyrocketed. That's Farm Sim. But I couldn't exactly tell it was my fault, but the things went wrong. And there was days we would even think what would be in the coming days, what would happen. Even I have been a supporter of the law of attraction. Sometimes it takes miracles. We have won a few awards or acclaims. After we were down, that rose us up. So ups and downs comes, but think that you're going to do that miracle is going to come to you, and I'm going to see you, Anke, coming up here before our 100 days and telling that you have reached your dreams. So then I'll go back to the question just asked. 3 months back, I sort of found out what my ikigai is or what my purpose of life is. Till these years, I was trying to build my startup, my business. 3 months back, I started doing. I came for a. I was started doing a cohort for startups. So I take 10 startups every year, coach them, and in 3 months, in the cohort, I feel they go as my per my plan. Then we go for a long term cohort. That is 10 years. I think that's one of the longest cohorts for the startups. So I call it Dream to IPO. So what I do with them, we just lost Jasser. I think there's a glitch. He'll come back soon. So what happens is I divide a day. So whenever they come in after 3 months, or I tell them you have to give me 12 hours of yours. So what I do is that I divide the 24 hours, 8 hours for them to work, 4 hours for their well-being, and 4 hours they have report to me. They are spent with their friends and family how it goes. So we give them exactly like a habit coach, fitness coach. We give them a set of team to for that, so that even a psychologist for them to perform better. And I started doing this because I missed all these things throughout my journey. In my journey, I didn't have this opportunity to have all these things which I wanted. So what I make sure is that 20 days work, 2 months they take a break. They have to go to a hotel or a resort, stay for one day, come back. Once they enroll in the full program. So 3 months is small travel. So this is one schedule which I give to them. So 2 months they take a break, they go to for a resort. Every 3 months they have a small travel. And yearly one time they have a strong travel. So every 3 months they have. So in that yearly they have a long travel to do. So this is one thing which I want. I just started 3 months back, and so people come stick back to this 12 hours strategic time is being tough. It's not that easy for them to cover the 3 months. 3 months, but whoever has come in, I can see the progress in them. Back to you, Jasper.
Thank you. I got kicked out for a while, so I didn't. But yeah. Sakshi is here. Sakshi, if you'd like to come up and speak, please raise your hand. Shweta, Shami, Abdul Hakim, Trisha, Joseph, Mrinal, please join the conversation. We just have 5 more minutes,
All right.
and quite.
Yes.
I think we should start taking parting notes.
The time just flew. I would tell today.
Right. Okay, let's go for parting notes. Naushad,
Sure, and no, I can't. I cannot but say thank you to you and Kabir for coordinating, organizing, and hosting these audio events. Gives us all an opportunity to come and contribute, participate, and learn. That's important. That's the most important aspect of this. That we learn through our interactions, right? And that's the business I'm in. I work for a nonprofit professional association of credit managers in Canada here, and that's part of why we exist. Is we want to provide a platform where professionals can come together, exchange ideas and thoughts and best practices.
I hope
Thank
that
you.
I hope that we get to connect. I just sent you a connection request, Nashad.
Oh, no, of course. Thank you. Thank you.
And anybody on here is welcome to reach out and connect with me. I'm in the process of building my network, and that means that I want all the good people. So you are the good people.
Thank you.
nice of you.
Yeah.
So, Anke, let's hear it from you.
You're telling me that I get to talk again? That's dangerous, but I will
Just
be very.
1 minute.
This is great practice for me. Um, I think that the takeaway for me is that when we connect with each other and we are authentic and honest and open with each other, no matter our backgrounds, no matter our history, no matter our religious beliefs or political beliefs or all those extra stuff that we all used to think was so important. I think when we just connect with each other honestly and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. What are you doing? And how can we partner? I think if we do that consciously, purposefully for like, I think 7 days, I think that we'll wake up to a very different world.
Thank you. 30 seconds. Shiju.
I like a challenge.
Shiju, if you're there, go ahead. He dropped out. Shabina?
Yes, I think uh, like since last few days, I'm being regular to this to your show, and I'm pretty enjoying it because this way, I get to know so many people on LinkedIn, and I get to know what they are doing, because everybody has a different niche, and they're working towards their own careers or personal branding. So I get to understand more about their work, and how we all as a group can be helpful to each other. They can contribute to my work, I can contribute to their work. So I think, yes, I'm pretty enjoying it, and it's adding to my knowledge as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think Amin has dropped down. Amin, if you're still there.
Yeah, I didn't hear your question.
Yeah, just parting thoughts.
Yeah, basically I'm here for past 2 weeks and they helped me getting connected with great people and getting right mindset for entrepreneur. And yeah, every day different topics that help you grind your minds for the best output for the next day. And yeah, thank you Kabir and Jasir for hosting this event. Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining, everyone. So this series, 100 Days Entrepreneurship, it's for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, leaders. When we are talking about different subjects, and we also have morning sessions, UAE time, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. We have uh, how to be a host morning session with our morning session, which includes 10 minutes of like meditation and 20 minutes of task writing, and followed by a 30 minutes uh, workout with Abhin Alancheri, who's 20 years experienced fitness coach. If you'd like to join, please do. I know people are on different time zones, and Kabir is working something out for that. So if you'd like to volunteer, he's trying to. I'll let him speak then. So Kabir, over to you.
Thank you, Jasir, for the wonderful session. And all the speakers who came up, Naushad, Anke, Shabina, Amin, and Jasir, and Shiju. We missed them. So, one thing today, this 100 days is more to a discipline for me. I thought I'll start 100 days. I'll go forward. I'll attempt 100 days event. In this 100 days event, I wanted to make sure that I had a speaker, I had a startup, and I had a business in it. So today, when we started, we had the startup, that is Amin here, but we didn't know who from the business will come. So now, Shad, thanks for coming in. So this is a dream, which is 100 days of journey of high performance entrepreneurship. And why I'm doing this? We are on a curtain raiser for a journey of my project Chuma Walk Chuma Walk means simply walk, which I started in 2019 for entrepreneurs. So mainly what happens is that when once you fail, you get lonely. You don't have anyone besides you. So I wanted people to walk together so that they would start benefiting out of it. We started in 2019. We had a morning walk. People used to come, and we saw some startups graduating from it, and we saw a lot of people getting relief. Lot of entrepreneurs who had failed, and no one was speaking to them. So I wanted to take this ahead. This January, I had to close down my store. So I put a post, shout out, that is, when you fail, you're using the social media platform to shout out your winnings. Why not shout out your failures? And it brought in a lot of people coming to me and telling their stories. There was one person who literally, not one person, I take them for early morning walk with me if they come with a concern. But half an hour they speak, some of them do cry. They would tell, it has been years I spoke to someone. So I thought, why not take this journey, impact 100 million people around the world or 100 million businesses? Because only one in a million becomes a unicorn, and one in 100,000 becomes a steady business, and the rest all closed down before 10th year. So I just started up with a dream. I told Jasir, 100 million startup, I'm going to start Chumawak. He told, don't worry, I'll support you till the 100 day. Today we didn't have any speakers on board. We didn't know how to do the event. So Jasir told, why not put the topic as take a break? But we had a set of amazing speakers here who supported, and this surely will be in the part of history. So coming forward, before we end, I would like to tell, we are looking for volunteers all around the world because we are putting a 24-hour slot, a 24 sessions for our morning routine, that is Power Morning. So now we are close to 12 time zones. So anyone wants to volunteer, please do send me a message, volunteer, and I'll let you know what all things we are going to do. And we are having some Zoom meetings interview going on. So this is what is happening in this part of the world with me, and I'm loving it with my startups. So before ending the session, I would like to repeat the same words which I tell. Dream big, aim high, start small. Start very small, that you can make a huge impact in this world. Start very small, that you can master and focus and build a discipline around what you're doing. And believe me, you are going to be a high performance entrepreneur in the next 10 years. And I would love to see all of you having your own IPOs. And that is where my dream ends. So, again, just believe in yourself and you can do miracles. Telling that, repeating once more, dream big, aim high, start small. Signing from today's session with lots of love, PC Kabir. In the count of three, we'll have the session, the room closed. Everyone can tell bye to the audience from the speakers. So thank you all. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Sweda. And thank you, Joseph. And thank you, Shemi and Trisha.